Welcome back to the Chocolate Broadcast. We need to talk about Dune Part 3 and its new trailer because this is not just a continuation. This is going to be a completely different story, especially after watching the recent interview with Denis Villeneuve. This feels very darker, more political, and way more dangerous than anything that we've seen in this universe, especially for this finale that they're leading up to. So, right away, the biggest thing this trailer tells us is that we're not picking up where Part 2 left off. This story jumps forward, and we've just recently learned this is 17 years later, and Paul Atreides is no longer the rising hero, but the Emperor. And that kind of changes everything, which we already knew he was the Emperor, but we see what kind of emperor he is. It's leading to the consequences of the holy war fought in his name, something that has spread across the galaxy. This version of Paul feels very different than what we've seen before. He looks a lot older and also tired and almost haunted, probably by Chani leaving at the end of part two. And if this follows Dune Messiah, this is going to be where Paul realizes he may have created something that he can't control. And Paul Atreides didn't just win, he may have doomed the universe. We see from that line that his mother tells him that his father never started a war, but he did.
How did father do it?
Your father never started a war.
One of the most interesting parts of this trailer is Chani as well, going back to her because we see hints that she's pregnant and their relationship is clearly not in a good place. And this is no longer a love story. This is a relationship breaking under power, politics, and prophecy. We also get some glimpses of Princess Irulan. And if you know the story, she's not just a side character here. She's going to be part of a larger political game surrounding Paul's rule. The trailer is setting up something very different from part two. And like Denis said, this is more of a thriller than a action movie like a part two or a suspenseful sci-fi tale like part one. And then we get our first look at the new threat here, Robert Pattinson playing Scytale. And this is where things get really interesting because this isn't a typical villain. He's going to be someone tied to a larger conspiracy to take Paul down. And we see him, looks like he's training some people or with some group or something like that. And if they stick to the source material, this could be one of the most dangerous enemies in the entire series. Really wondering how they're going to show his face changing stuff, considering that they casted Robert Pattinson, because I don't expect to only see him once or twice in this film, but a whole lot more. We also see some shots of Aaliyah Atreides, Paul's sister, and we just recently learned from Anya Taylor-Joy in that same interview with Denis that she says that she would do anything for Paul and that they have like this deep connection and bond. And it seems like she is almost kind of on the crazier side, the way they're kind of portraying her, especially with her being the only poster that has seemingly blood on it and looks like she's killed someone or something like that. And so it'd be very interesting to see where they take her character going forward, because if they end it like the book does, then we kind of know where she's going, but it seems like we're getting some changes with that too. And like I said, especially with Denis being like, hey, this is going to be the final one for me, I don't know if it's going to be more of a definite type ending. This trailer feels completely different from the first two films. Like I said, I think part one's more about survival, part two is definitely about war, and part three seems to be the consequences of said war. And Denis Villeneuve has even said that this one leans more into that thriller tone, and we see a lot of that with his new visuals and scale. And visually, this one might just be the most insane one yet. When I had my trailer reaction, I was freaking out over some of these shots because the scope feels a lot bigger, but also a lot more personal. It's not just about armies anymore, it's about that control that we see Paul potentially losing. This trailer is setting up something pretty bold, and it's not the ending people expect. This is seeming like it's going to be more of a fallout, and honestly, I think if they pull this one off, I think it's going to be one of the greatest trilogies of all time. I think that this might also be potentially the best Dune movie yet, up there with part two. So with that, let me know down in the comments, do you think Paul is the hero or do you think he's the villain now? I guess if you haven't read the book. If you've read the book, then you clearly know. But if you have not, what do you think? And with that, like, subscribe for more, because tomorrow we will be covering the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer and the brand new shots and stills like that they've showed us. And we should be doing a trailer breakdown as well. So subscribe for that. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.